My name is Scott Crandall, and I lead the revenue operations team here at Pattern. One of the key things that my team gets to do on a daily basis is talk to brands about where we see opportunities for them to optimize their growth on Amazon. So today, I want to walk you through our Amazon Revenue Scorecard that helps to identify these opportunities in a really data-driven way. So what is an Amazon Revenue Scorecard? Well, Pattern's custom technology and marketplace solutions data calculates your performance across key metrics that help to drive revenue growth on Amazon. We built these around three key elements of what we call the e-commerce equation, which is revenue equals traffic times conversion times price. Pattern's custom Amazon Revenue Scorecard provides objective, ASIN-level data analysis, as well as competitive analysis that illuminates missed revenue growth opportunities. So why did we develop this scorecard? Well, for a long time, brands didn't really have a way, or at least a data-driven methodology, to gauge the health of their e-commerce presence relative to their competitors. We knew that our technology and data could solve this for brands. So we leveraged our AI, rich Amazon seller information, and millions of cross-category data-driven insights to provide brands with the information they need to succeed on Amazon and beyond. So let me walk you through a little bit of what this score means. The score provides a way for leaders to simply and transparently assess how their e-commerce strategies are performing relative to their competition and where they can optimize to maximize their brand's e-commerce revenue potential. It measures the performance of a brand's products across these three key drivers that I mentioned: traffic, conversion, and price. And in each of those, we look at 6 different metrics to see how you're performing. The result is a score from 1 to 10 that helps brands across all industries to measure their performance relative to their competitors. And strategically, this scorecard is a rating index that provides objective data to highlight missed revenue growth opportunities. And with a rank score of 1 to 10 on each of these individual metrics, so 18 total metrics, it helps executives to understand the full picture, identify problem areas quickly, and then where they can lean in on their strength. The higher the score overall and on each individual metric, the more you can gain market share in your category. Before we dive into the scorecard, I want to talk a little bit about what Amazon is ultimately optimizing for, so what this plays into with Amazon. Ultimately, Amazon as a marketplace is trying to optimize for long-term customer conversion. The more seamless they can make the customer experience, the more repeat usage Amazon will have as a platform. So the faster they can get a consumer to the most relevant item related to a search term, and the more likely that item is to convert to a purchase, the more Amazon will rank that particular ASIN higher in the search results for that particular search term. So to be successful on Amazon, a brand really needs to nail these 3 areas of traffic, conversion, and price. So I'll go into each one of these a little bit to talk about why they're important and what we're measuring with some of these things. So first, traffic. Traffic is really one of the most critical pieces to the equation, and let me tell you why. For most categories on Amazon, 70% of the search volume is actually non-branded search. That means that in general, Amazon is more of a product discovery engine where consumers are looking to solve a problem, not necessarily to buy a specific brand. So they're looking for an HDMI cable, not necessarily your brand's HDMI cable. If you can't get customers to your listing, it doesn't really matter how good your product is or how good your listings are. Traffic is really, really key. This is also a very competitive metric that you should monitor over time. From a conversion standpoint, you could likely have a perfect score on most dimensions. You could nail your listing quality, nail your SEO, but traffic is dynamic. So key search terms might change over time. Ranking on those search terms will definitely change over time as brands battle for relevance. So you need to be constantly vigilant of how your products are ranking on the key branded and non-branded terms that they're relevant on. You also really want to run highly targeted and really efficient ad campaigns that are driving additional awareness and relevance on search terms that your brand is not currently winning. So a lot of times what we see brands do is they think they're getting a really great ROAS or return on ad spend on terms that they're already winning, but they're really just cannibalizing purchases that they would have already won organically. So that's where we think traffic is really kind of where this thing all starts. Then let's dive into conversion. So once you get a consumer to your listing, you and Amazon want that consumer to convert at as high a rate as possible. If you're out of stock, there's nothing to buy. If you're suppressed or not Prime eligible, conversion rates will plummet. If you have few photos, if you have limited bullet points or no A+ content, customers won't buy into your brand story or know how your product is differentiated versus the competition. And if your ratings and reviews are worse than your competitors, you may lose sales even if a consumer came to your listing in the first place. So conversion, you've got to nail all of those things. Now price. The metrics that we look at for price are much more related to maintaining brand equity and integrity on Amazon rather than giving Amazon what they want. Because really what Amazon wants is the lowest possible price across all channels. Whereas what you want as a brand is to maintain price integrity and to avoid channel conflict that may come from price degradation on Amazon. So let me tell you a few things that we look at on the pricing metric. First, we look at what does your seller landscape look like? If you've got multiple sellers competing for the buy box on any particular ASIN or SKU, there's a high probability that your price will be eroding over time due to that competition. At the very least, your price will likely be highly variable, going up and down, rather than something consumers can always depend on. We also look at whether you've optimized your product assortment for a channel like Amazon. Let me give you a quick example. If you're selling a product for $10 on Amazon, you're going to want it to be Prime to optimize for conversion. But if it's Prime, the lowest FBA fee or fulfilled by Amazon fee will be around $3.50. And on top of that, Amazon is going to charge a 15% commission. So right there, you've got 50% of the purchase price going to Amazon. There's very little left for advertising or any other cost related to selling your product. We see this all the time with brands that too many of them have kind of thrown their whole catalog up on Amazon without really evaluating the unit economics to see if they'll work. Ultimately, these price metrics help to ensure long-term profitability, not just on Amazon, but across all your channels. So as the top e-commerce accelerator in the business, Pattern knows that this e-commerce equation, traffic times conversion times price, and really availability equals revenue. It's essential for brands to succeed on e-commerce. It's imperative that brands continue to monitor the health of each input, each of these metrics, in order to have long-term success. We want to provide all the resources to perform on Amazon, and it starts with data and technology. So please reach out to us. We'd love to run a scorecard for your particular brand and talk you through the opportunities that we see.